Hey, welcome to the Explainer. If your PC feels like it's just wading through mud, well, you have come to the right place. Today, we are going to uncover a hidden performance killer and the surprisingly simple one-click fix that goes with it.
Oh, you know that feeling, right? You're all set to jump into a game, or maybe you've got a huge project to finish, and your computer just crawls. Everything stutters and lags. It is so frustrating, and I think we've all been there. But what if I told you the fix has been hiding in plain sight this whole time?
Yep, the real source of your slowdown might not be your processor or even your RAM. It could be something way more fundamental, something that we all tend to ignore, your device drivers. See, they're always working there in the background, and when they get out of date, man, they can cause all sorts of chaos.
All right, so let's really dive into this. Because, understanding the problem is always the first step to actually fixing it. So what exactly are these drivers, and why do they matter so much?
Okay, so the easiest way to think about a device driver is to imagine it's a translator. Seriously, your Windows operating system speaks one language, and then your graphics card, your mouse, your printer, they all speak completely different languages. The driver is that essential bit of software that translates between them, making sure everything can work together smoothly. Now, without the right translator, what do you get? You get miscommunication. And in computer terms, that means errors and, you guessed it, slowdowns. And here's where it gets really interesting, because the difference this translator makes is huge. On one side, with outdated drivers, you're looking at things like game stutter, random hardware errors, and just that general sluggish performance. But then on the other side, when everything's up to date, we're talking smooth gaming, peak stability, and a much, much faster, more responsive machine. It is literally a night and day difference.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds complicated. Like hunting down drivers for every single component in your PC? Who has time for that? But here's the good news. It really doesn't have to be like that at all. There are tools out there designed to make this whole process incredibly simple.
So the source material we looked at points to two key tools. First up, you've got something called 3DP. It's excellent for just identifying your core hardware and finding those absolutely essential drivers. Think of it as like the foundational first step. And then there's Driver Booster. This one kind of builds on that with really comprehensive ongoing updates and a bunch of features made specifically for gamers. In fact, the source mentions that using them together can be a really powerful combination.
But for this explainer, we're going to zoom in and focus on Driver Booster, mostly because it's just packed with features designed to solve exactly the kind of performance problems we've been talking about. So let's see what it really brings to the table.
And right away, you can see how targeted these features are. We're talking about game-ready drivers that are specifically for performance. We're talking automatic updates for over 500 PC games, and even a game boost function to free up your system resources right when you need them most. And hey, with both free and pro versions available, there's a really easy entry point for everyone.
So let's take a closer look at that game-ready driver feature, because it's pretty cool. What this means is the software is constantly tracking updates, but specifically for major PC games. So, like the source mentions, you can get the absolute latest NVIDIA or AMD drivers for a better Cyberpunk 2077 experience, for example. It's all about making sure you have the newest performance improvements and bug fixes the second they drop. And check out how simple Game Boost is. It's literally 3 steps. Step 1, you activate it with just a single click. Step 2, the tool automatically pauses all those unnecessary background processes. And the result? Step 3, more of your system's RAM is freed up and dedicated entirely to your game. No digging through complex menus or anything, it's just an instant boost.
Now, of course, you do have a choice between the free and the pro versions. The free one is a fantastic starting point, for handling all your core updates. But a lot of users report that the pro version is where you unlock the tool's full potential. We're talking a much larger driver database, faster download speeds, basically everything you need to get you back in the game quicker.
But hey, don't just take my word for it. The most telling information always comes from people who have actually used the software, so let's take a look at what they're saying.
Now this is powerful. So a user ran the scan, and it found, get this, dozens of forgotten, outdated drivers. And here's the key part. They said they felt the performance boost immediately. It was so noticeable that it convinced them to buy the Pro license right then and there. That's a real testament to a tangible result.
Oh, I love this next quote. It just perfectly captures that feeling of discovering hidden potential. It's like your PC had this extra performance capability all along, it was just buried under a mountain of old drivers. Running the updater is, as they say, like finding emergency cash you forgot you hid in your house. What a great analogy.
It's that sudden, unexpected, and very welcome boost. And this final review really just hammers home the core idea here. It's not just that it's powerful, it's that it is simple. You know, technology is really at its best when it solves a complex problem with an easy solution, and that is exactly what users are highlighting here, fixing years of forgotten updates with just a few clicks of a button.
So, okay, we've looked at the problem, the solution, and the proof from real users. What's the big picture here? Let's bring it all together for the final takeaway.
All right, here it is. Your path to a faster PC, laid out plain and simple. First, you gotta recognize the problem. Those tangled, outdated drivers that are slowing you down. The solution? It's that one simple click using an automated tool. For gamers, this means a direct, noticeable performance boost. And the result, as we've seen from real people, is an immediate, satisfying upgrade to your whole experience.
And all of this really just leaves us with one final question for you. That sluggishness you've been putting up with for months, maybe even years, it might not be a permanent problem. It could just be locked potential. So the real question is, what hidden power is your PC waiting for you to unlock?